everyone, Melissa here with another Halloween mani. So I'm going to be doing a cool Halloween set with a ton of different techniques and materials today for Robin. Among the materials I'm going to be using is some alcohol ink, white alcohol ink marker, a pencil, colored lining pencil, a micron pen. I don't know what else. We'll see. Oh, decals. Yeah. I haven't done decals in a video yet, so this is the first one. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I've already prepped her cuticles and everything. All we have to do is buff her out and go ahead and put the prep bond on her nail to help prevent lifting. So I'll do that now. All right, so now I'm going to dip her nails. We're gonna be dipping these two in Onyx by Double Dipped, her black, or one of her blacks, and the other three in her silver lining, which I only have a tiny bit left of, not even a teaspoon, I think. So I'm gonna put it in this cupcake liner to make it a little bit easier to dip the nail into. And I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 dips on each of these, and I don't know, 3.5 dips on each of these, and then we'll get into the design. Okay, now that these are all dipped in the colors I'm gonna use as the base colors for the nails, I'm gonna activate file and buff all of them. All right, now that the nails are all filed and buffed and smooth, we can turn to the design element of the nail. The first part I'm going to do is kind of a border blended shading around the border of these two nails. To do that, I'm just using a regular pencil. I mean, this is a drawing pencil, but really I think any pencil would do. And I'm gonna start by just drawing with the pencil right around the perimeter of the nail itself, of the dip, including across the tip here. It doesn't matter if this is perfect, because you're gonna be coming in with it. You're gonna shade it, kind of shade it in. So just get that mapped out. And then to get the shaded end portion, I kind of did very light hatching from the side. Hatching is just like light lines from the side, very, very light, just pulling inward toward the center of the nail. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna blend it and it'll smooth it out. So whether you want to do little swirlies or squigglies or just kind of try and gently shade it in, you can do that. I found this to be the easiest for me. Just pulling it in gently, even up from the tip a bit. Towards the center. And then you can use, if you have a blender, a blending tool, you can use a blending tool, you can use your finger. I'm just gonna tap at it, rub at it a little, and it'll blend those lines, blur them out, and make it look blended in from the outside, from the perimeter. Now I'm gonna grab a just a black lining pencil I have. I got this from a colored pencil set that I have. So it's just a more true black than your pencil lead would be. And I'm gonna go right around the edge with this to really give the outline of the outside of the nail definition and darken it compared to what we just blurred out. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. Okay, now those are done. You have your kind of spooky faded out outline effect. So next we're going to put on a decal. Actually, before that, I'm going to put on a layer of gel base coat. You want to do gel over this pencil design because I can almost guarantee that dip base will smear them. I don't want to test that, so I'm just going straight for my gel. I'm using my double dipped gel base. I'm going to paint it on this nail, and then I'm going to have her cure it for about 10 seconds. I just want a little bit of a flash cure. Now the decals I'm going to be using today are these really cool antique frame decals I got from Decals by Melissa. I've already cut out the one I'm going to be using on this nail. So I have a little cup of water here. I've cut it out as close to the design itself as I could get. This is a clear, this is a clear decal, so I can put it on color. I've also cut tiny slits. I know you can't see them, but I've cut tiny slits in the top here on both sides so that I could form it to the nail without it getting bubbles. Since the nail is bent, this will help it bend with the nail. Now I have this, just a little cup of water, just a couple inches of water. I'm just gonna drop that in there for about 10-15 seconds. Doesn't have to be for very long, you just wanna get the backing wet. You want to have a paper towel handy because you're going to wipe off the excess moisture gently. Gently. Just gonna pick it up here. Just tapping off the excess moisture. Okay, and now I'm going to get her nail right here for me where I can work with it, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this between my, now I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna put this between my fingers, and it's already started to slide off a little bit, as you can see. I'm gonna start to slide it off the backing very gently. I got it the right way. And then we're going to carefully place it, pull off the backing and place it where we want it on the nail. Going to be, I can still move it a little bit, which is nice. And this gel base underneath is nice and tacky, so it kind of hugs the decal a bit. And you just want to work with it a little until it lays just the way you want it to. Okay, and then we're going to pop that in and cure that base coat a little bit longer to cure that in place on it. That's nice and scented. I think it's good. Okay, I'm gonna do a gel top on it. This is the double dip no wipe gel top. Do a coat over that to finish this nail, and then we will cure that for 60 seconds. Okay, now on this other nail with the same design, we're going to draw a little spider web to kind of tie in. She's got a cool spider web design above her head, so we're gonna make a little spider web design to go with it over here. So I'm going to just do a straight line. First using my Pigma Micron. Let's see what. This is a 1/4 millimeter. Straight down, and then we're going to make a cross. I'm going to go straight down the center here, straight line through. And one more again this way. So we've got the basic structure of the web laid out, so we're just gonna do some little swoopy swoops here inside the web. Another layer of them a little higher up. And finally, whatever else fits in. Okay, once you have the whole web completed, we're gonna let that dry, and then we'll do a gel base and coat to finish that nail. Okay, no wipe gel top coat. Okay, next we're gonna be doing some marbling on these two nails, so I'm gonna be doing marbling white on black here and then black on gray here. So for the white, I'm gonna be using my Pinata white alcohol ink. So I'm just gonna drop a little bit of that in this spoon so I can work with it. I'm going to be applying it using just a little brush that I have, a little paintbrush. Just in random strokes here. Random lines. At an angle. And then I'm coming in with this little, it's like a little blending tool, and I have isopropyl alcohol here. I'm going to use that to blend these lines out a little on one side. So we just have the one kind of marble line side left. Oops, almost dunked that in the paint. I really am kind of rubbing off most of the ink when I do this and just leaving an impression just because the white stays behind on the black so well. I don't want it to be stark, I just want it to be a gentle kind of marble fracture line. Alright, now we're going to do a little marble on this one. I'm going to be using actually a cool gray. It's a deep gray alcohol ink marker as opposed to a black one. The black alcohol ink markers have a tendency to either go too dark or go kind of blue actually when you blend them out. I've found that the gray work much better for marbling or black line marbling. So I'm just gonna throw down a few, again, just random marble lines here. I'm using a different brush. This time I'm actually going to use a small paintbrush to apply the alcohol. And I like to just apply it to one side of the line I've drawn because it pushes the other side out and makes a nice hairline fracture marble line. You can kind of pull them in any direction you want. If you think it's too stark, you can blend it out a little. Okay, I think that'll work. So we're just going to go ahead and do, I'm gonna go ahead and finish all these nails in gel since I've already done 2 of them with gel. So I'm gonna do a base coat on these 3. She's gonna cure, and then we're gonna do a top coat. In case anyone's wondering why I do base coat before top coat, is because in my experience, it helps to make sure that the top coat is not going to peel off the dip. So it's simply a precautionary measure. All right, and here we go. We've got some marbling, we've got some shading, outlining, decals, hand art, just a whole bunch of stuff, all kinds of elements. So this is, I think, a pretty cool design. I like it a lot. I know that pencils and stuff might be a very, very unconventional nail art instrument. However, in my opinion, if you can do art on paper with it, why not try it on the nail to see if it can make your life a little bit easier and give you some really cool designs. So if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything for me, leave it in the comments, and I will leave links to the products I used today as well. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.